What we have here I call awesome video time because I'm about to show you something really cool for a variety of reasons. For starters, this is a really cool fan. This is a Hunter Type 52 made in Fulton, New York. I won this on eBay. It's one of those auctions where I was shocked that I won it because I never spend that much for fans. So my bids are always relatively low. And so when I win something that's valuable, I'm surprised. This is what became Adaptair. I think they called it adjustable at this time. You can see the brackets are not original. They've been painted black. Originally I was thinking of redoing the whole fan in black, but I've decided that I really like whatever the finish is that's on it. I don't think it's a brass plating. I don't know what it is, but so maybe I'll just paint these kind of a dull gold or something and, you know, have that to match. So, something else that's awesome about it is what we're going to try. I like to show you my techniques in testing. So, I've got the light fixture, I've got the amp meter, got the series outlet box. If you haven't watched my previous videos, this is just 2 outlets wired in series. So you plug the fan into one, you plug a light of at least 100 watts, this is 250 watt bulbs, into the other. And so when you test something for the first time, if anything is wrong, you just get a bright light. You don't trip a breaker or burn out a motor, arc a switch, or anything like that. So everything's wired up. Let's power it on. And there's actually nothing on here about amperage draw. There's a field for watts, but it's blank. But the light is obviously not full brightness, but it's pretty bright because of it's drawing a fair amount of current. So just for comparison's sake, so you can see that's with the fan. You can see full brightness is a lot brighter. This would have been a 3-speed fan, but the switch was removed a million years ago. I guess you probably can't see in there. I can't even really see in there. But based on the cloth tape that the wires were spliced with, the switch was removed very early in the fan's life. So, since this is a mechanically reversible fan, I'm going to show you everything in both directions, or at least I'm going to try to, if I don't run out of time or tape. So if you've never seen one of these before, I'll let it stop on its own this time, I guess. If you've never seen one of these before, this little lever here flips. Oh, it's hard to do with one hand. But by flipping the lever, the blades now face the opposite direction. So the motor spins in the same direction, but now it operates in reverse. Anyone who watches my videos knows I'm fond of reversing both the motor and the blade brackets, so what you get is a fan that operates in downdraft clockwise, like an island fans would. Excuse me. Interesting that it wobbles a little bit in this direction, but not the other. Yeah, not changing directions, but you know what I mean. Almost seems like it's going faster. I don't know if that's true. Okay, we've tested it with the motor wired in series with the light, so we know everything's safe. Let's check out what the current draw is now. Unplug the light. I'm going to plug in the amp meter. Just stick the leads in the outlet there. And let's power it on. Again, now we're going to get full speed. We're drawing. That is a lot of air being moved in the reverse direction. Drawing right around 2 amps. So I'm going to let it spin down. And then we'll reverse the blades and we'll try it again. I did put some oil in this one. I have no idea how long it's been since it had oil in it, so I put some in there. I tested the R52 previously, and since I knew it was full of oil when I got it, and some of it had spilled out, I figured it was safe to test without adding anything else. But with this one, I mean, who knows if this has seen oil in the last 50 years. So I gave it some 30 weight non-detergent. It's funny, you kind of get used to the blade brackets being a different color after a while. Of course, I think it would look a world better if they were painted gold. Okay, so let's reverse them. Here's the little lever again. Let's see if I can do a better job of doing it. Yeah, there we go. That wasn't half bad. So let's power it on. It starts at 2.5. And what we hear is resonant noise from the motor, resonating on both the blades and through the ceiling because there's no vibration isolation in either place. Interesting that in that direction, well, again, same direction, but with the blades pitched thusly, it draws almost 1/3 of an amp more. Okay, I just bumped the amp meter. That's hence the maybe the pitch is steeper there, I don't know. I'm going to do a few more tests. Since the current draws a little less with the blades set to clockwise, well, I keep calling it the wrong thing. With the blades, I guess you could say pitch clockwise, even though the motor is still going counterclockwise. I'm going to reverse them, because since it doesn't have a speed switch, I want to try a few different speed switches. I'm pretty sure most of them aren't going to work, but it's just for the sake of experimenting. So first, let's take a look at the top of the motor. I want to see if there's even a speed coil remaining. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, there's still a speed coil in there. So theoretically, you probably can't see it. It's dark up here. I'll see if I can show you after the video. I'll turn the overhead light on. So I got my trusty 4-speed control. I'm 99% certain that this isn't going to do much of anything, but I want to give it a shot, just for the sake of experimenting. So I'm going to unplug the fan from the series outlet and plug the control in, and then plug the fan into the control. What I am going to do is I'm going to start. I'm not going to adjust the control while the fan is on, because it's such a high current draw it might arc. So this way I'm reducing the risk of damaging the control. So we've got the control set to low and the fan set to on. Let's turn power on. We're drawing 1/4 of an amp and doing nothing. Turn the power on, set it to medium low. Sorry, it's a little blurry, I don't have enough hands. I hear humming now. It's drawing 1/2 amp and doing nothing. Set it to medium high. It is drawing 0.87 amps and it is going very slowly. So this seems like this would be a good low speed, and I believe that with medium high it's a 15 microfarad capacitor. So if you wanted to make a capacitor-based control for this, 15 microfarads would give you a decent low speed. Let's get an amp meter, series outlet, control, fan. Now just for the sake of curiosity, again we're at 0.86, 0.87 amps. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to flip the blades around, and because remember, it was drawing a different amount of current with them in reverse. So I'm going to do the same thing. Let's power it on. 0.86, 0.87, so it looks like it's going to be about the same. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be about the same. So I'm going to turn the power off. I'm going to set the phone down. I don't know if there's a place. I'm going to hook up the slider control next. I don't think there's a way for me to do that on camera, so you're just going to have to look at whatever you're looking at right now while I change the control out. Okay, 4-speed Fastco control is out. I'm hooking up the slider control. This is higher capacitor values than the Fastco control. The Fastco control is 5, 10, 15. This is 8, 12, 20. In both cases, there are 2 capacitors, and they are wired together for the medium-high speed. Okay, I'm going to set it, we're wired in, I'm going to set it to low, which is 8 microfarads. I doubt we're going to see anything. Let's turn it back to the direction that had just a little bit less of a load on the motor. Again, I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the pitch is a little bit less in reverse. Power on. We're drawing 0.38 amps, but nothing. That's not surprising, because with the other control, 10 microfarads did nothing, so 8 certainly wouldn't do anything. Now we're at medium low, which is 12. Let's see what 12 gives us. Humming, and I'm going to steady this with my hand. Okay, so we could even, if you're running a really slow low speed, you could use a 12 microfarad. Oh, no, we're going to stall out. Okay, and then we're going to do a medium high, which is 20. Now we know we're going to see something now, because we saw something with so 20 still doesn't give you a good medium speed. Some people might like that for low speed. That's too fast for a low for me. It's drawing 1.18. I'm going to flip the blades around and just see if it makes a difference in the current draw the way it did for high speed. A little bit of oil on these now. Some oil must be leaking out. I probably over-oiled it, as is my custom. Okay, power on again. Again, we're at medium-high, which is 20. 1.17. So it looks like it's not going fast enough for it to make a difference here. Yep, still in the same place. Okay, I'm going to set the phone down again. We're going to try one other thing. I got this KB Electronics variable speed control that is rated for, I wanted to say 6 amps. Why can I not find that? Oh, it's on the back. Yep, 6 amps. So we're going to give that a try. Excuse me while I set the phone down and swap out the controls. I have a tiny screwdriver here so we can adjust the low speed trim, which is a necessity in my opinion when you're using variable speed controls. I wish I had one with a bigger heatsink, but this is what I have on hand, and we're going to give it a try. Just like the other controls, I'm not going to power it on with the control. I'm going to use the power strip. Okay, as you can see, control is wired in and set to low. Everything else is as it was. We're drawing 0.81 amps, but we're not. Let me see if I can set this here. Come on. Let's see if I can prop it on so that I can adjust that control. Okay, sorry guys. I want to adjust the low speed trim in the control. Okay. Oh wow, it didn't all take me, it was me bumping the control. And the fan is now moving. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe there is a short in it. We're drawing around 0.8 amps. I can't remember. What was it drawing when it was going a good low speed with the capacitor control? I'll have to look back in the video because my question is, if it's going the same speed with a capacitor versus same speed with solid state, which one's drawing less current? I would think the capacitor. Here we're drawing 0.8. We're going low speed. So let's turn it a quarter turn. It is perfectly okay to use these controls on antique fans as long as the amperage rating is significantly more than the current draw of the fan, and depending on the circumstances it might be noisy. Let's do another quarter. And then another quarter still is high, which we've seen before. So I'm going to power off. I'm going to flip the blades around, and we'll do it one last time. I love this way more than I thought I did now that I see it together. I should have known, because it's essentially Adaptair, and Adaptair is one of my love affairs. So I have turned the control to the lowest setting, power on. Once again, drawing 0.8 amps. Okay, let's turn it a quarter turn. I don't remember if I looked at the amp ratings before when I was turning it. First quarter turn brings it to 1.09, which is the variable speed equivalent of medium-low. Second quarter turn brings it to right around 2 amps. Well, no, it's dropping down as it gets up to speed. To 1.65, and then when we get to high, it takes it back to around 2 amps. It does seem to go faster with the blades reversed, so I'm guessing the pitch is shallower. I can't remember if we did a spin down already or not, so we'll spin it down this one. I think this is pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is go over here and turn that remaining overhead light on. If I would have known what I'd be doing in here with videos and whatnot, I would have designed a light switch for that light here. But when I wired this basement, YouTube didn't exist. It wouldn't be YouTube for another 5 years or so. It wouldn't be that hard for me to just put a pull chain in the side of the fixture. But, you know, who knows how many more videos I'm going to do. First of all, let's see if we can see inside the switch housing. Not really. You can kind of see there's some wires spliced in there. Next, let's go on top of the motor, and you can see the speed coil right there. So, you can see how it looks like on top overall. Obviously not the original down rod. Okay. I had a great fun making this video and testing the different controls, and I hope you had great fun watching it. And hopefully I'll have some more videos for you tonight.